It was so great. So we are getting ready to get started.
So this could be what to do when your mule scatters your equipment all over.
The way that this mule actually started, this whole journey here, is I really wanted a mule stang. I was talking a little bit earlier about how badly I want to open an outfitting company with my own string of Mustangs. But packing up in Wyoming, mules are amazing. They're known to be more sure-footed. Now mules actually, they're supposed to be loaded less than horses. Just structurally, they can't handle as much as horses. But people love packing them because they think so much for themselves. And that's why mules are so different than horses, is because they do think they're smarter than the rest of us. Every time I thought that I was smarter than this mule, she showed me that I was not, in a very loud way. And so, which is what I'm going to show you guys today, is I'm going to treat this saddle like a sawbuck versus...
When you do a long ride, you're each on your own long ride, you know, like you have different things that kind of are really important and matter to you. I think there is kind of a point where you do cross that line of like, this is kind of a vacation or an extended vacation versus this is now my lifestyle in a way. You even look at deployments over in like Iraq and stuff for those soldiers, and most of them are not a year to 14 months long or 2 years long, where you're so immersed and invested and you haven't really come back to reality for a very long time. And I think that it really makes a difference and an impact on your life.
November 29th, 2022, Bliss Ann Fear, along with her team of formerly wild Mustangs and Amali mule stangs, stepped onto a California beach after a grueling cross-country ride. Bliss Ann spent 14 months on a journey across 12 states on the American Discovery Trail to bring awareness to the plight of over 70,000 Mustangs in holding. From Delaware to California, she encountered highways and backcountry roads, bridges and ferries, heat waves and copperheads, hatefulness and incredible kindness from complete strangers. That is not this story. This is what happened next.
I just love them and how cuddly. Everyone needs a burrow in their life. You'll be nice.
2 years ago, we kicked off in Delaware, and it's like I progressed a lot in my life and also put my life on pause for 2 years in a way. It's been really hard coming off trail and just dealing with everything after the trail, and so yeah, I've had a hard time coping with the idea that like 2 years ago I had so much in front of me. Not that I don't have anything else in front of me right now, but it was just embarking on the biggest journey of my lifetime in a big way, and now it's just trying to deal with all of the aftermath in a way of that journey.
First Mustang group out here, and how does this all come? I don't have a tree, sorry.
Don't go nowhere and I'll give you a treat.
Yep.
Oh, buddy. Sorry, that was a lot of weight. I'm sorry.
Perfect. almost I almost got it. Yes.
Got it. That's good. You guys got
Yes.
it? You're good, I think. I don't know.
Yes, I got it.
Good boy.
And I got it on video. And you got it on video too. Okay, good.
I feel like it started a month before the trip ever ended. Going into my last state of California, like right there on the Nevada border, in my mind, it was almost like a close family member had been diagnosed, like they're about to die, and like here's like the upcoming end of this great journey, and like it's unavoidable at this point. And in Unbranded, they got so much flack for that guy not finishing the last mile of the ride. And I know that, you know, there was some stuff going on behind the scenes, and maybe it was more of like a middle finger to some of the other people a part of the trip, but I get it. Like there's definitely part of me that wishes that the ride never would have ended in a way. And mentally it's been really hard. Like I suffered a lot of depression, and my anxiety issues got worse, and some of my PTSD started to kind of resurface a lot of those triggers.
I don't know. I haven't been up here for a while. Especially, I haven't done my whole thing video for a while either. Alright, Gunner. Your skis on the ground. Alright, Gunner. Nope, those are my skis. Here's your, right here. Pick your heel up. Pick your heel up. There you go. Alright, so we're just gonna walk around on one heel. Okay. Careful. It's okay. There you go. That's okay. That hurt. It did not hurt.
That's why I don't like skiing.
Really good.
White pine has been around since, I think, 1939. We've got something like 83 years here on the slopes. We've been through everything you can imagine. This place has like absolutely been a huge part of Pinedale for all these years.
I don't need any help with you.
Okay, I'll back up. Yep, turn. Tapita. Yeah, nice. Good turn. That was super awesome there, buddy.
Lisanne was probably the first ski director we ever had here. Very laid back, very cool, no big deal, you know, pretty focused. I mean, Lisanne's a Wyomingite, right? I mean, from the very beginning. People back home think I'm really tough, but they haven't met her. I mean, that's a tough chick, right? Yeah. And I'm so super proud of her. She's done amazing things, yeah. I love her as an instructor. I love her as a horse person, and she's taken me on a couple of adventures too. It's been a lot of fun. I love her as a friend. So yeah, she's great.
Coming off of trail, I ended up getting involved with my best friend, who is now my husband. And it's the first time that I recognized in like 5 or 6 years, really, like I've been in a safe place where now a lot of stuff is coming to the surface, because on the trail, you're just in survival mode. I mean, you're just trying to do whatever you can to survive. But there's also like a simplistic side to it where the goal, your day-to-day was so easy because you were supposed to wake up and just go a little bit farther west and just handle whatever the day threw at you. And that was so easy. And now it's like, oh my gosh, what do I do with this hour of my day and this hour of my time? Or how to plan out my week based on priorities. And like prioritizing is so much harder when it's not life or death, because it was very clear on the trail like what needed to be done in order to continue the success of the trip. in Wyoming, there's a lot of like this cowboy mentality of you just need to just saddle up again and move on. And I can't get back to where I was. Like PTSD isn't just something where you put a Band-Aid over it and it heals after a while, or you get a couple stitches or a surgery and then you're on the path to recovery. It's just so unclear and muddy and murky. But finally, like learning to accept who I am and where I am, that's definitely been a journey, and I really appreciate my therapist and my significant other for kind of helping me through that.
Oh ja, ik word je bus. Dit is beetje. Hey Ray, adorable. Hey Ray.
Across this trail and have every convenience you could think of at night, which is very incredible. But granted, we're out there, and luckily I'd done some rattlesnake training with my dog, and it came in very handy that whenever he'd hear the rattle, he knew that he was not supposed to investigate, and he was immediately supposed to come back to my side. And that came in handy because he was always out front of me, and so what would happen is he'd stir up the snakes, and then he'd run back to me, and then it was safe for everyone because we knew where the snake was.
Coming off of trail, I was still trying to be very much involved and very out there with what was going on with the Mustangs and different things, and going to a couple different expos. And then I went to Kansas for a month to try to get more Mustangs adopted. I went down to Rock Springs for a Mustang adoption event and signed up for a tip challenge. But just dealing with a lot of those issues that while I was on trail, I was able to just bury them so deep down because you're like on this survival deal and you just don't have time to have a panic attack and cry in the middle of a Walmart aisle. And so through a lot of networking and help, I feel finally, after almost a year coming off trail, I guess, we're finally like going back towards a better direction than I maybe previously was.
We got Ray and Tin Man here, and then we got Callie and, oh God, I just saw him today. Paint Mustang. It'll come to me eventually. And then we got those two are in LaBarge, and then we got 3, 4. Hold on, I gotta count. 7, 8. I'm missing one of them. Too many to keep track of, but I think we got 4 of them at her dad's. I'm only allowed to feed the horses. I can't do anything else. She told me I would never be able to do anything else. So right now I'm pretty happy with that. I mean, that works for me right now. For her, it was the eye-opener, what she wanted and needed to do for herself and with her life. This gave her a purpose, something to keep working towards, because it's never ending. So it's, for her, she just realized this is where she wants to go in life. And so this is what she wants to do. And it just made it that much clearer for her, rather than trying to fight it and, I guess, conform to what everybody else would do in life. Just get a job and be stable. That is just not her. So, and it never has been, and it's just nice to see her actually kind of accept that and go with it. Because eventually it'll lead to something, and it'll make her that much happier.
If Andrea is here with Olympus honor, please come to the warm-up arena. Andrea with the Olympus honor, please come to the warm-up arena.
Okay, give a couple more minutes. I'm going to ask questions or answer questions for like 5 minutes.
Lucy and Fair, you can go down the alley anytime now.
This summer, I took a friend up in the mountains with a few of my Mustangs. And at the time, I was working on a business plan. I had some investors put together, and I was working on buying an outfitting camp because that had been a dream of mine for a long time, to be able to share my Mustangs with others. And I was up in the mountains with my friend, and we ended up at a spot that I was not planning on getting there. And it was just so beautiful, and there's like this little pool, and there's like a waterfall kind of coming in to like this calm pool, and then there's like a waterfall going out, so you have like all the noise and everything. And we had packed our swimsuits, so we jump into our swimsuits and we jump in the pond and we swim around, and then we're just sitting there, we're letting the horses munch for like 4 hours, and like we watch a rainstorm come and go, and it was just so incredible. But in that moment, I realized, like, I don't want to turn the mountains into work. Like, that was a day in my life that was very healing, where, like, it was so good to be with someone close to me, but also my horses. And I was like, I don't want to turn the mountains into work. Like, I don't want to take this peace and healing away from me. Because, you know, if I did have like a big string of people that I brought to that place, like I would constantly be caring for them, making sure that they have food, all of the other horses have food, that I'm tacking up everyone. And then I don't want to ruin my horses either. These horses mean so much to me, that it's hard to kind of like recalibrate your horses after someone else rides them. Maybe I really don't want to be an outfitter after all, like the reality of it. In terms of what it means to me, because I will never see my horses just as a tool or a way of money. But I also don't want to take the mountains away from myself, even if I spent all of my time up there. And so James brought up that, you know, maybe in a few years I can actually invest in an outfitting company where then, you know, I can have a lot of my ideas brought to life, but I don't have to be there on the day-to-day with my horses. And so since then, I've been recalibrating, and somehow since coming off trail, I had acquired 16 Mustangs and horses, and James and I had a really good talk, and I feel like I can better impact the Mustang world if I continue to travel and speak on the topics. But in order to do that, I kind of need to downsize the herd just to make that more financially feasible for both of us. And so in my permanent herd that will not be going anywhere will be the 5 animals that join me on trail. Because, yeah, I mean, they're irreplaceable just for that reason.
Hi guys, I'm Lisanne Fear. I'm from Pineville, Wyoming, 6th generation to Wyoming. I grew up on a 55,000 acre cattle ranch. Sadly, my family lost the ranch and I missed being on my horse every day. And so then I got the crazy ass idea to ride my Mustangs across the entire country from Delaware to California, and rode my Mustangs 5,000 miles to inspire and educate the adoption of 5,000 Mustangs. One of the coolest things about riding across the country was I got to meet so many great people, but even prior to that, my very first Mustang competition ever, that I ever had a wild horse, and he's actually here at this competition. I went to that competition, which is where I first met Matt and Stacy there, and Matt passed on a little piece of tidbit that in the last 10 years I have never forgotten it, but I remember like he won that year, grand champion, and I was like, I met him in the stalls and I was like, how did you do that? And he was like, you know, if you just give 1% every day, that's how you're going to be at your competition. If you give 1% every single day, you're at 100%. If you only give it half the time, you're only at 50%. And that's something that just really resonated with me because, you know, I'm such a procrastinator in so many ways. And with horses, you can't
just push them through to the next. Like, it's little increments by little increments when it comes to training, and that's how you're successful. You can't just jump 10% ahead with horses. So I really, really appreciate that tidbit. And then I'm so happy to be sitting here next to Ann Souders. I'd heard of her for quite a while, being in the Mustang family, but it was so cool to meet you very first in person, going out with Pat Doak and photographing wild Mustangs. So that was a really cool thing to actually like go out and experience. And I grew up just 100 miles away from where we first met, and I had never gone out on the range and seen the wild horses there. And it's so cool that that same band of wild horses we saw that day, I actually have a curly Mustang mare here at the expo from that day, from that herd that we saw. So
we're related now.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
we're related.
Yeah, I think that's one of the best things about the Mustang community.
Focused on promoting wild horses and burros through education, competition, and community. They strive to encourage adopters and owners to get out and about with their Mustangs and burros in various activities to showcase the abilities of these American legends.
So we're here in Cheyenne, Wyoming. I'm really happy to be back in my home state again. And this event happens every single year here at Cheyenne Frontier Days. The Mantles come and they do demos for all 10 days that they're here, which is really incredible. It's a great learning experience if you want to learn anything more about Mustangs. This is the place to come. You can also see Mustangs being tamed and trained along the way. And it's just absolutely incredible what these guys are able to do with these horses. And they give you a jump start in building that great relationship with Mustangs that they're just so well known for.
And I have to say, these are some of the most hardy, trustworthy horses that are out there. I've been through some epic things on the trail so far, and I just can't say enough good about these horses and the Americans that I travel with. Most nights I'm door knocking every night, and these are your American heritage. We wouldn't have this great, big, beautiful country without these horses and without their labor that they put towards that. And, you know, it's really cool to bring these horses directly to people's backyards, but also to show them how kind they are and how just, I can't say how incredible these Mustangs are. And one thing that's beautiful about owning a Mustang is it's about the story and it's about the journey. And I'm so excited for you guys today to embark and start on that journey. And thanks to the Mantles, they've given you a good head start on that, building that trust and partnership with your horses. So anyone who's out here to adopt today, these are Wyoming Mustangs. I have several, and they're some of the hardiest, most best animals ever. I rode them right through DC, right through Maryland. I mean, downtown city streets. These horses are capable of so much, whatever direction you guys want to take them. So to anyone who adopts a Mustang today, you're going to walk out of here with a living legend. So I can't wait to see what these horses go for and where they go to. So everyone have a great auction. I can't own, tame, and train all 63,000 Mustangs standing and holding. And so it's really important that people get good matches between Mustangs and humans. And I realize like it is really important to build and find those relationships that are going to last a lifetime. I had a mare that I really liked, and she would have been perfect for the outfitting deal had I continued to go down that path. But she was very green. She hadn't been started under saddle yet, and I found the perfect home with a mother-daughter. The daughter's 13, and I dropped her off at the trainer's house. So it's like the three of them are going to work to build this beautiful relationship with this Mustang mare. It's re-inspiring me. You know, I felt like I didn't really make the impact that I was hoping for, but it's kind of bubbling to the surface, like the ripple effects. They really are growing waves across the country, and it's really cool to see a lot of people that I met across the country, from Ohio to Missouri to Indiana and Kentucky and California, and it's just so cool to see so many people that I recognize from across the trail and have them all in one place. So yeah, guess we did make an impact after all.